Hi everyone, my name is Promise Makunyane. I'm also known as Mrs. Law. Welcome to My Husband This, My Husband That channel. If you're new here, you are welcome. Please make sure that you are subscribed. And guys, thank you so much for the outpouring of love that I got from season 1 of my reality show. And if you have not watched it yet and you're here, please go and watch the previous videos so that you can also get context of this video that I'm making today. So thank you so much. I got incredible feedback and I cannot wait to start shooting season 2. However, today, guys, I've got an important guest. I'm sitting with my father, someone that I hold like very high, one of the people that I esteem as wise, Tata, welcome, and I'm so excited to have you here today. You are welcome on the seat with your 4th child.
Thank you for that. My 4th child.
Man, you know what? I'm just so privileged to be sitting here with you and having conversations with you. For everyone that do not know you, I want to introduce you. Now I know you. You are my father. So for my viewers and everyone out there, please introduce yourself, your name, where you're from, what you do.
Sure. I'm the father to Promise. Yes, thank you. And then
your
I'm
name?
Chuer Maibushi. I'm staying in Dafrokop Stadium. And then I'm a teacher by profession. Unfortunately, I'm not going to tell you how many daughters I have, but I've got 8 kids with my wife who is around in Joburg. But in a way, I'm very happy to be a host in this occasion, because while it is for the first time, but at least I will enjoy to be party to the videos or party to this occasion. And then I will share whatever I have. It's nice to share with a daughter of your age.
And I think we always have these conversations. Like, if there's one thing about you, is that you speak with us, you have opened a platform for us to always speak our minds. Whatever that we want to speak about, you have given us like the freedom to chat with you. You are one person that I can always just call up and speak about anything and everything. And I'm so privileged that you are my father, because not many people get that opportunity to have that with their fathers, And that's one thing that I wish for my children to have with their father. You are one person that I know that I can always call up and speak, You mentioned that you are a teacher.
Yes.
Are you a teacher? Or you are... Why are you still saying you are a teacher? Do you still introduce yourself like that?
A teacher is a teacher by profession, and for the rest of my life, I'll be calling myself a teacher.
I get
Although
that.
I just left teaching.
But
I'm still a teacher because I can teach different stories, not necessarily teaching learners. So I might find myself teaching today. In a way. Actually,
that's why I brought you here, because I know you are a life teacher. Outside academics, you are just a life teacher. And obviously today we're going to speak about marriage. That's my brand, Tata. I think maybe you just hear people talking about me here and there on social media when you are there in Limpopo. My brand, I speak about marriage, I speak about families, I speak about just life in general. I love talking, you know that. So I love conversations. So today we're going to speak about all that. And you are married, right?
Yes.
To my mom.
Yes.
For how many years have you been married?
I married my wife in 1986.
Maybe it's like 37 years.
While I happened to be in love with my wife in 1981, 2nd February.
Oh, so you guys... Okay.
Yeah.
You met Mama in 1981?
Yes, 2nd February.
81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86. It's the first time I hear that. You've never told me. We just know about your wedding.
I'm the only person who married when I was 25 and your mother was 22. And up to now, we are still together. So I'm proud of that situation.
Oh, wow. And now I'm forever proud of that.
And I'm the third in my equals. We schooled in 1974 as traditional schooling. Only 2 people get married. During that period, I'm the third one. And the first who married with organs and other things. I played.
Okay, the instrument.
Yeah, instrument. My wedding was the best and the first.
Oh, wow.
To my equals.
But it was raining. It was in November.
It was raining, and then went on dancing during raining.
Yes.
And it never stopped raining. It is still raining, but I'm still here.
Kana, what day was it in November?
It was 27, 28.
And I got married 3rd and 4th November as well.
Yes.
Okay,
that was
okay.
the period.
And you were 25, you said?
I was 25. My wife was 22.
Oh my God. You had how many kids?
I have...
No, I mean, when you guys were marrying.
We had 2.
Yes, you had Patience.
Yeah, it was Peterson and
Patience. Yes.
Yes.
So, guys, just to actually talk about my siblings. So, as Tata mentioned, you have Tata. You still okay? We'll get to that because we count. We are 7 at home, and you count 8. But we'll speak about that later on. So we are 7 siblings. We are 7. I'm the 4th one. I'm in the middle of them, and
you are the 5th one.
Yes, that's why I said.
Call yourself the 5th one.
Because I was not there when the other one was there, but then I want us to speak about that as well because it's important, you know, and it's obviously also important to you because you're still mentioning it.
Yes.
It's 31 years later because you was born in 92 and I was born in 93.
Yes.
So, guys, yeah, my dad wants me to say 8, but let me just say it how I know it, and then he will say it his way. So, we are 7 siblings. I'm in the middle of them. I'm the 4th one, and the first and the last are boys, and in the middle is 5 girls. So, what I want to ask you is that how did you know that... So for me to speak about my siblings was from the fact that I was asking you how many kids you had prior to you getting married, and you had 2, which is my brother and my sister.
Yes.
And how did you know that Mama was the one, you know? How did you know? And you guys, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, you dated 5 years prior to you guys getting married.
Okay.
Yes. And obviously she was not your first girlfriend. Yes. Mama was not your first girlfriend.
In actual fact, I'll just explain the scenario there.
Okay. All right. Go ahead.
You know, when I started schooling, I never had girlfriends or any playing because I was from a family that is not well-to-do. That is why when I started schooling in 1970 up to 81 in matric, I never had a girlfriend. And then how do you have a girlfriend when you don't have money?
Yeah.
And therefore... my first person I met as a girlfriend is my wife.
Oh, wow.
And it was unfortunate because after 4 months, that is when I just said, I'm going to marry you. I never said I'm going to love you to your mother.
Okay.
I said I'm going to marry you, and I did that.
Oh, wow.
And up to and including today, I never said to anybody I'm going to marry you.
Yeah.
Up including today.
Today.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm proud of that. That is why I say, to see that your mother is going to be my wife, I saw it in 4 months.
Oh, wow.
And I said, I'm not going to marry to divorce. That's what I said. And I've been saying it when you are existing and whatever. And I'm still saying it. I don't marry to divorce.
Sure. That's actually very deep. That's very deep because... We don't I don't think this generation have a caliber of men like you guys. I don't know if like we are diluted in a way, and I don't know. We'll speak about how a man today and a man back then, you know, because now we've got so many options, you know. Yeah. And I was asking you that how did you know that Mama was the one? How did you know that she was the one? This one I'm going to marry her. She's the one. Was it because that was your first girlfriend?
No.
Or what qualities did you see in her?
You know, I saw a person who can speak and laugh. You know, it takes me one eye to say this is a good person. I'm a person who can predict or preempt a situation. Yeah. In almost everything. I'm going to say a lot. But to say this can be a good wife, I can even tell you, my kids, that this one is going to be a good wife and this one is not going to be. I've got that ability.
Yeah.
So I only saw her in 4 months and felt that this, and you know, it was a baby girl. I was from Gopa, and then we never marry each other.
Yeah, yeah.
We even had a policy to say, babedi ba hlala. That was our usual thing. And they were doing that.
Yeah.
And I was the only person who was motivated by only one person who married Mopedi was Dr. Rakhetsi Ngaka.
Oh.
Is the one who inspired me about a person of Mopedi.
All right.
And he's the one who always admired that wife, and then
he loved his wife.
Yeah, he mentioned about his wife until he died.
Publicly.
In public, in everything, and then until he dies.
Oh, wow.
So that is why I say I'm still mentioning it like he did, and I'm going to mention it until I also die.
Yeah.
I will never say I have a wife. Sometimes I don't have a wife. I will never say that to anybody. So that is why I say, your wife, your mother only appeared to me once, and I said to her, you are going to be a better, I even preempt to say you are going to be a good wife. We had 3 of my brothers were already married.
Yeah.
And then my 4th one was getting married. I said, this wife of 22 years is going to be better wife to all of them. And she was very young. I preempted that situation.
You mean when she entered your family?
Yes. Before she entered when I met her.
Okay.
You know, I even brought to the attention of my brothers and say, this one is the one who is going to stay forever.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I can preempt such situation. And that is why I'm always saying to people who are getting married.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes you don't marry. You compare and you contrast. That is why you get divorced. Because you never say the real thing in the person you are talking to. When you talk to any person, if you are not going to marry this person, say, I'm not going to marry you. I never said to anybody, I'm going to marry that person.
Yeah.
I don't say I never played like any other man, but I say I never said to any woman
that you're going to marry them.
Yes, I never. So I can say it boldly and in all situations to say, I never said I'm going to marry anyone except my wife, who is now with me.
Many years later.
Yes, even now I can still say I will never marry 2 wives.
Yeah.
No, I'll not.
You don't believe in polygamy?
No, you know, when you marry 2 wives, actually you don't love them. There is a mathematical principle there.
Yeah.
You have 100%. This person is also having 100%. When you love each other, it's 100 by 100. If you marry the next one, then you will love them by 50-50. Where do you take their 50s?
Oh.
You have your 50s.
Yeah.
Where do you take their 50s? They must take it somewhere.
Oh.
Then if you have 2 wives, it means you are robbing your wives. Because they must share you with 50. Now, what about their 50? Because when you are 50 is with this one, the other 50 is with this one.
That one. So
now, how do you now expect them to be fair to you? So that they cannot kill you, they must love another one.
Polyandry.
Of course, it should be like that.
Okay. Guys, anyway, my dad can speak, you understand? And Lynn and I can speak. So we are just going to be talking the whole time. But otherwise, Tata, and how has your marriage been? Like, how has your marriage been since 86 when you guys said I do? How has it been up till now? Because, let me ask you that. How has it been?
You know, my marriage has been very well. Because you are asking about marriage.
Yeah.
You don't say, how was my life? I will say it has a lot of ups and downs. But when you say to marriage, it was just fine until now. Because I never had a situation where I say my marriage is now falling. I'm also not sure of this marriage. I think the question is at that point.
Yeah.
How were you sure about your wife, or how your wife was sure with you? That's why you say, how was your marriage? I say, I never had doubts in my marriage.
Yeah. I mean, my question maybe, I don't know.
My ups and downs were there.
Yes.
But I never have
issues
a situation where I will say, I don't know whether I should proceed or not. Or maybe my wife says, I will not proceed, or I'm just not sure whether I should proceed with you.
Yeah.
You know, we had stumblings. Like, as a man, you always have problems where you make mistakes here and there, where you've got sidekicks and other things. Because as a man,
sidekicks.
I want to
side chick.
Yeah, side chicks. I want to say, as men, we always believe in that.
Okay.
It's just our belief.
But okay, we'll get that.
Yeah.
We'll get to that as
That's
well.
why I say I'm not worried of that.
Okay, so Mama entered into your family after getting married, and she had. I just want to touch on situation or topics that people are facing nowadays, right?
Okay.
Which is now we are touching into the in-laws. You know, when Mama joined the family, she had issues in the family, or was everything okay in the family?
You know, when we started to say, I'm going to marry your mother, they said, you cannot do that because he's a paid, you are a copper. You know, and I realized that this is very strong.
Yeah.
So I had to go and consult Rakgadi yaga in Denelton. I know she can talk to my father, and my father believed in Rakgadi.
Yeah.
Then I went there to tell Rakgadi, I'm not going to marry that woman, and to me, it will be a good woman. So go and tell your brother to say I must get there. It's Rakgadi who went
Who spoke for you?
Yes, it's not my mother. But my mother was just lesser's face. That you
What
can
is the lesser's face?
He was not worried about whether you marry Pedi or Tebele or whatever, and then you could not be sure whether he's going to like them or not, because he said, I'm going to marry all types of people, and at home we are just like that. We have all types of women.
Yeah,
Matebele, Amletani, Bumahlangu, Bumoroka, Bakopa, Bapedi. We had all that.
Yeah.
But now it was up and downs about the beliefs. Yeah, I even brought this wife of mine to the family to say, look at this. Do you think I must lose this one? Do you think? And she was very tiny. Yeah, she was very tiny. And she was just laughing, even not serious of anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they believed in that. So there were a lot of hiccups about, do you marry this one? You are very young. You never had plays. You are going to divorce.
Yeah.
They told me a lot of these things. But I told them, I don't marry to divorce.
And your father ended up loving your wife.
Yeah.
And
my father was just very relaxed. Yeah. He even wanted to record my wife as a beneficiary.
Oh.
I said, no, I'm the sixth one.
Yeah.
We've got the seventh and the fourth. I mean the eighth. So you can't write. He even said, if you don't want, I will record your wife as a beneficiary, because he believed in my wife.
Yeah.
But I said, no, we shall do everything that you want, but you will never be the beneficiary.
How long did Mama stay at your house before you guys moved? I know your first house was just not far from Gakuko.
Yeah, we left in 1997, September, when we started getting to stadium in 1997. And then in February, that is where your sister, the sixth daughter,
was born.
Yeah.
But then Gae kwa Barakopeng, when did you guys start staying there? Gae Barakopeng.
It was in 1986.
After you guys got married?
Yes.
So Mama azanga
no.
Like staying with your parents?
No.
Oh, now I'm thinking you guys stayed for a couple of years at your father and mother's house before you guys moved into your house.
No. We got married. In 1986, we built that house and got married at the end of November. Okay. Yeah. I started building in 1986 and completed the house.
And that was a beautiful house and a big house.
But now the problem was, it was having a lot of water.
Water, yes. It was in a wetland.
That is why I left it.
Yeah. Otherwise, we'll still be calling that place home.
Yeah, and miss that chance where I stay now.
Yeah.
Because where I stay, you can see that there stays my bush now.
Where you stay now, home.
Yeah, it is a special home now.
It is.
You can even just say, I want to get to stadium and say, who is owning this village and who is actually the leader of this?
Yeah.
You'll just come to my home and you say, it's a special home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's on Tata? So just for context, Tata is like, it's also one of the, what do we call Dinduna? The headsmen. Like people that are supporting the king of a village, you know. So my dad is in charge of my side of the village, the section, which is Tafokop Stadium.
The biggest section. Call it the biggest section. And the only section that has records of the inhabitants.
Yeah.
I've got them, I've got the names, I've got the streets.
And you really do
you
your
can't
work.
make mistake at stadium.
You cannot.
You cannot as a person.
Okay. Before we get to stadium, go get like sharp with your journey.
Okay.
So after you guys had you got married, you started having children.
Yes.
You mentioned something that you missed a lot in your youth. And you still mention it even today.
Yes.
Like that's one thing I know about you, that you're saying that when maybe you are doing something that we don't like, you are like, I missed a lot, I've sacrificed a lot. And that's one thing that I've seen when I was growing up, because let me say this, I used to idolize you and Mama's marriage. I thought you guys had the perfect marriage, you know, when I was getting when I was still younger, when I was talking about like a template of marriage, I was like, my parents, you know. But when I started growing, and the reason why I kept saying that was of how we were living, you know, at home, you know. But as I started growing that, I realized that I was looking at you as a father and not as a husband.
Okay.
You see, I was talking about your marriage, like I was idolizing you as a hero, my hero, but I was looking at you on a father's perspective, not necessarily as a husband, because you are a husband, you are also a father, you know? So with me, I think you are the best father in the world. That's why I'll fight everyone that is going to cause trouble, that is going to want to say some things to you, you know, because you are the best father. But now when I started growing up, I started seeing that as a husband, there were a lot, as a husband and in you guys' marriage, there were a lot of cracks, you know, there were a lot of things that were not like nice, there were a lot of compromising, there were a lot of...
Actually, it was not, they were just incidences. You call it cracks, I call it incidences.
Yeah. So where I'm
which
going,
is normal.
Which is normal. Ne? Where I'm going with this is that now you are saying that when you were growing up, you did not have your youth. You did not enjoy your youth.
Yeah.
And what is it? I know the reason, you know, maybe just explain to the people why you did not enjoy your youth. Why are you saying that you did not enjoy your youth?
You know,
and this is about the compromise and the sacrifice you made for your family and your marriage.
Yeah, you know, as a person at the age of 6, 7, you are in the primary school. When you started in the grade 8, 9, the 9th years and the 10th years, you start to play, you become a boy, play with girls, play with boys.
Yeah.
And then how do you play when you are very poor at home, and then when you see that in doing this you might make a mistake about having a kid before you get even complete matric. You know, you start growing in a structural way. And when we started from initiation school in 1975, all my friends went to Johannesburg to work, and they become Masogana and other things like that. How do you go there when your family is as poor as you are? My father was just not working well. Because you are going to be a father, you are going to leave the school. You had to withdraw from such activities.
Yeah.
You get to matric, you don't have anything. You get to the college where you see almost everything. Life is special there.
Yeah.
You cannot enjoy, because how do you do that? If you can fail, you are going to leave the school. So you start to make yourself a very demigod and the like.
Yeah.
And then, but you are missing those moments, because that moment you can't replace. You should replace it somewhere.
Yeah.
Then when you start working now, and then you have to run as a man and wife and family, now you start to be interested in other things now.
Yeah.
Like your friends started in 1975. It is now 1985.
Yeah.
Now you started that period. And you cannot run away from it.
A decade later.
Hey, you cannot run away from it. But how do you replace it? Because you might have a lot of problems. That is, stick to the principles.
Which is
so that your wife, when sees you, cannot see somebody who can divorce her. You know, she knew I can play any monkey drinks for her and everything. But what she knew was that I love her. And I will never divorce her.
Yeah.
And I said that is why I'm saying it now, and I'm still saying it. So as a person, your background determines your destination.
Yeah.
In life, in marriage, in other things. But at the same time, you must learn from others.
Yes.
You must learn from other people. I learned from those people I respected.
Yeah.
That is why I'm mentioning one person who was Dr. Rakitz, who was mentioning about the wife at any point.
Yeah.
He never said I'm not married. He never said I don't like my wife. So even if I can talk to you as a maybe lady whom you think you attract me, and I'll say I'm a married person, happily married with 8 kids, and I'm not going to marry you therefore. Whenever we play any game, know that game will not get into disturbing my marriage. And that is where I have strong point there.
Yeah.
To say this is how you should do.
No,
But-
I had some lady saying that when I don't know, she met you in town or something, and you were talking about your wife. I don't know if maybe I don't know.
I ever talk about my wife, so
Yes.
don't worry about it. I say to anybody.
Your father was telling me about his wife, and then
Keys.
you had an album. Where's your album?
No, I've got the cell phones. And
Oh,
then
now
I'll-
you have a cell phone.
Yeah, I'll
that
say,
you-
this is my wife. This is my keys. I always say, this is what I always say, and I'm proud of it.
Yeah.
Say, if you have a very good man whom you think
Yeah.
in South Africa, I'm still challenging you as my daughter.
Yeah.
Give me only 3 or 4 men whom you can think are better than me in terms of marriage. You show me, I will show you that they are not better than me. Because I've never said 1, 2. I will mention them.
Yeah.
Le ge ke bolela le mosadi nko ntaetse banna bao ba tshepile gore ba mphala nka tshwana nabo in marriage.
Yeah.
Ba bararo fela mo lefatsheng. And I'm challenging you, go and get them also and say, if you can be like this one, don't take part of this person.
Everything.
Say, if you can take everything of this person, then I think you are a good father.
Yeah.
I'm proud to say I cannot be challenged by any man in South Africa. In terms of saying,
You are
I'm
a
marrying not to divorce, and
Yeah.
I'm going to expose anything to anybody. I'll say, I'm a man. If you ask me all questions, I can answer all these questions. It's only my wife whom I cannot answer other questions.
Yeah.
But if she's prepared, I will answer them all.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because if my wife asks me any question,
Yeah.
direct, I answer it direct. Any. You see, I'm challenging you. If my wife can ask me any question,
Yeah.
I will not lie to her.
Which is good.
I will
It's-
answer her directly.
Yeah. I think
Because
that
she
is-
needs the answer. So if you ask me any question,
Yeah.
I will answer all the questions very correct. If you ask me why you did this, I will tell you. What is the intention? I'll tell you. As long as you are prepared to listen.
To hear the answer.
And I'm not worried that you are going to criticize this. I will say, be better than me then.
Yeah.
Show me at your own family to
Yeah.
say you can better how I speak. So I'm challenging the people in South Africa to
Yes.
say, if you've got a
There
special,
goes the challenge, guys.
yeah, even this one.
Yeah.
If you have a special man whom can be your father and can challenge
Yeah.
and stand by his words, tell me. I will tell him that I will bow down if he can meet
If
all the
that's-
requirements.
Yeah. Guys, that is in the comment section. If you know any 3 men that are better than my dad, please comment below. Then we'll
Or
go-
you think are better men that men
better
can
men.
copy.
Yeah.
Not necessarily better than me because they
Yeah.
might find that they are not better. Whom we can copy.
Copy.
And copy everything from them.
Yeah.
Don't say copy other things. Copy everything.
Everything.
Then I can copy.
Okay. So, So, guys, what happens is that just what my dad is saying about going around talking about photo album. He would put the album in the car, and everywhere where he goes, whoever that he talks to, he goes page by page. This is Promise, you see? Promise is studying this. Promise is doing this. This is Peter. This is Portia. This is, this is my wife. What here we were wherever, So I think as a side chick, you're going to have a tough time then, I think, when it comes to my dad.
Yeah, you decide whether you want to proceed with what I was talking about or you leave it. Because this is my position.
That's a tough one.
But
yeah.
amen. We are always used to say, but you must do this and do this.
Yeah.
I'm fallible. I can make mistakes of that.
Yeah.
But there is no position where you are going to say, can you leave your wife because I'm better than what? Immediately you'll say like that. I'll say, let us forget everything. Let us forget everything because
you are
challenging.
boundaries.
You are overstepping boundaries. Now you talk about my wife so that I can declare that my wife is inferior to you.
Yes.
No, leave everything then.
And that's what happens now, Tata, because cheating is a very sensitive topic, especially in our generation. And to me, it's not sensitive. And that's why I can speak about cheating openly. And people, barata maka, you know, bacha ba nnete. You know, people are barata nnete. When you go out there and you say, I will have to think 100 times, I'll have to look around a lot of things before I leave my marriage because of cheating, it seems like you are the stupid person, you know.
And they'll say that.
They will say you are stupid. They'll say that, like, you know, I said something like that on the other podcast that this lady was hosting me, and they were like, they called me all sorts of names. I was like, that's immaterial. It does not even matter, you know, what you think of me. But I would have to think long and hard for me to go out of my household because of another woman or because my husband cheated.
How do you go out when your husband never said go out? Just
So
because
people are saying
because he did something,
Yes.
therefore you leave the home.
People are saying because when he goes out to do that, it means that he's
not actually interested in you.
yes.
It's not like that. I'm saying as an old man of 63 to say I love my wife and there is no one who is better than him, I mean her. But at the same time, I'm also a man and fallible.
Yeah.
I'm not running away to say men are cheating.
No.
I'm saying as men, ka segabo rena ba re go na le bahlologadi ba ba nyakang go hlaletswa le bona ba fepa ebile ba ba nyaka go na bana le bana ba ga ana ngwana, and then wena o na le matla go dira bana o gonya go kwana le wena fela ra bana le ngwana and ga fetsa go mo kry-a wa thaba. Then wena o tlo morare no a re prevent that diresa gore then o hloya bophelo ba gagwe ka moka. So there are a lot of things that makes you to make mistakes because people will like to have kids.
Yeah.
And you had the kids and you cannot give it to me. And yet I'm giving everything to you. Then you have a problem. So to my wife, I cannot say it like that.
Yeah.
Because she'll say, oh, when you are a kids breeder and other things, you'll just say a lot of things like that.
Yes.
But if you can stay with her and say, my wife, but how do you feel about it? The wife will say, you know, give an akram shades and you know, part of that of my shades and you know, I don't want to come to you. But will tell you what I'm saying, at least it will be better because why should we now go shokela another woman? But he's forgetting that you are also a man who can help or who helped others.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you cannot automatically say, I also helped 1, 2, 3. That is why you had a problem. No, you won't say that. But so, when he's very relaxed, you'll say, but you know what? I did this somewhere and you were crying. But you see, that was not actually bad. Hey, I agree.
Yeah.
She cannot run away at that time. That is why even my daughters, when you ask me questions, I always say, are you prepared to listen?
Yeah.
If you listen, I will tell you exactly the truth.
Yes.
Then you start, my father did not like my mother. Hey, you form concepts.
Yeah,
and those concepts
you
you almost make a group work and then you run away. I always say to Peter
is my older brother.
Yeah, don't listen to these daughters. They will get married, they'll have problems, and they'll come back to me and say, my father, this guy said, no, that's what that man is doing, like I did that day. Then you will remember saying, but I was just against this. What? Who my father says this? To Mshimayana, I will say, when Banyana complain about your father, especially when there is extramarital relationship and others, don't join them. Because you are going to have the same problem. And you are going to have a worse problem than your father.
Yes.
Don't join them.
Yes.
And if your sisters are saying a lot and they are not yet married, don't say they are good. Just say, keep quiet, my daughters.
And Tata, you once told us that, you know, we still call
You are still going.
That year that we were on your case,
Yeah.
you told us that we were not married. I was not married.
Yeah, all of you were not married. I
Yes.
said, keep standing. Your mother may lie to you also.
Yes.
Just keep quiet.
You were like, life will show you.
Life will show you where the direction.
You are a girl, don't talk about a lot of things that you don't know.
No. Why do you say I hate your mother then?
But
Because you see this.
Yeah. And I think it's experience, you know, as
Yes.
a person. And that's not right now. That's why I respect everyone. Whatever issue that you have, I'll respect that, and I will never say never.
No.
You know, and I'll never conceal my truth, because you might not have experienced what I'm experiencing now, but do not condemn me. Do not look down on me. Do not say, "Promise you are stupid," because you always say, "Oh, that's what you always- it's
I
very
always say
long.
life is too tricky.
You just don't know what will happen, you know.
That's why if people talk, I say, when I'm sad, you are talking like this. Give me 3 men that are better.
Yeah.
Just give me 3 men that are better, including your father. Then I'll be able to be like your father or like that man.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you cannot show me those, keep quiet then. Just show me 3 in South Africa who are good, whom I should be like them. If you are failing to do that, keep quiet. Only 3. And I'm saying to the media, get 3 men
That are better than
that are better than me,
dad.
or that you want us as men to be like. I'm not
Not
want
that-
to mention names of big people here,
Yeah.
but I say all men in South Africa, whom you think are better men, we must be like them in everything.
You know, Natata, you see what I think the issue is, even in any relationship, it's honesty.
Yeah.
It's like honesty, like going inside a marriage, going inside a relationship with this expectation of fairy tale. You are just going to not build anything. And now on the concept of cheating, like I said, that I will think long and hard. You know, I will think long and hard before I leave my marriage because of cheating. And it's not because I love this man so much or whatever. No, it's because of my children now. You know, it's because of everything that we are building.
Needs your husband.
Yes.
They need you.
Yes.
They
You
need both of
They
them.
need both of us. And what we have built for our children, what we are building, you know, I'll think long and hard. This is about the future and the livelihood of my children. I've lived my
You
life.
get out today, you say your wife is, your husband is cheating.
Yes.
You get to another person who have divorced 3 times.
3 times. It's
Now,
just
why
going to be a
are
vicious
you
circle.
wasting your time?
100%. And that's just my take on it, because this marriage is not just about me. It's about my children now.
About everything.
It's about
everybody. About the
everything,
relationship with
you know?
other people.
Yes.
You know, I've got a relationship with my wife, with the family of my wife,
Yes.
with other people and,
And
so on.
sisters.
With you as my daughters and
Yeah.
sisters and everything. How do I get out of the marriage? Because when I get out, how are you going to handle my wife?
Yeah.
How are you going to handle the sisters to my wife and other things? Then I have broken almost everything in life.
And you are
But
just
if I stay with my wife and my wife stay with me, you'll just criticize and say, Maragas, Nara is Naraki Mangwan Pedang, Mangwan Kaka, Lenagiri, Daeze Munwagam Pedangarilo Gamuga, Kitamujoina, if that man is there.
Yeah.
But I get Monomile, I call Hodimu, I bonar facility mo pallets, and Gimunola Beling.
Jesus.
Is the only person who actually more pallets in Gelafas.
Dada, don't open that can now. Don't open that can, because spirituality, Christian are gonna come here and say, "What is your father saying now?" Tata, leave them alone.
That's why I say fats are
Yes.
difficult.
It's very difficult.
And if you are honest, you gave me that spirit to say, if you are a husband, be honest.
Just be honest.
That is why I say, if my wife asks me any question, I will honestly give honest answer.
And that
But I'll say, I agree want honest answer.
Yeah.
I'll give honest answer.
if there is one thing that people say, that you as a daughter, you end up marrying someone that is like your father. And I'm starting to see it now with me and my husband. My husband is more like you. Every day I'm like, Batung, did I marry my father? You know, because my husband is so honest. And I think that also sets you as a wife free from assumptions, from
Yes.
thinking or
This is happening.
is this person meaning this? Is this person meaning
He's
that?
not loving
Did
me.
this person go there? You know, It's just
Intentionally, not intentionally.
honesty. Yes. Sorry. Okay, where are you going? Okay, I'm going there. Why are you still going there? Because I want to go there. No, ra unyaka unyakele mo. Ki mo ba, ki kai. But when you are still young or when you're still immature, you want someone to just lie to you and say, no, I'm going to the office, I'm coming back, knowing exactly that he's not going to the office.
That is why, let me give you another thing that are my basic principles.
Yeah.
I always say to any boy, I'm 63 years of age.
Yeah.
Who got me in the beer hall or moteong or what? Mo batho ba ka moka ba kwa Tafelkop or ba Motetema mo ya State Denelton. Ke mo ile mbona boshego ka 12 o'clock kwa go lembiala. No one.
Yeah.
Care to my daughter, my son and Peter. Since you were born in 1982, when did you see me arriving at 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock?
I actually thought I wanted to talk about that. Yeah.
I always say, Peter, you are now 42. You never saw me coming in this yard at 2 o'clock or 1 o'clock. Can you tell me where one day?
Yeah.
Say, no, I did not. Kerry, ask my wife, when did I sleep outside? In one day. And even yourself, I'm saying, have you ever seen me sleeping outside, coming back with reasons?
Yeah, that's one of the things that
Those are basic principles.
that I'm also taking into my marriage, that those are your basic principles and you have stuck by them.
Yeah.
And that's where, Kiri, in a lot of things, whether in life, marriage, whatever, there is a 80-20 rule, you know?
Yeah.
Assess whatever that is, assess your marriage, you know, 80% good, 20% we are struggling here and there, you know. So it's better for you to have the 80% because you'll never have 100% anyway, you know.
Because in life, there are situations that you must accommodate. You know, when we are not in the media,
Yeah.
I will tell you situations, life situations, where people ask me a question and felt that, you know, I'm going to do this and I don't like it, but I should do it in this for the sake of this person. I'll tell you.
Yeah,
you
you
know,
tell me offline.
Yeah, I'll tell you. You know, sometimes you take actions that people will criticize you about, but you do it for the sake of life of another person. Not necessarily your family or your relationship with your wife.
Yeah.
You do it for the sake of another person who will be happy of your action, and your wife will not be happy.
So you do a charity work.
You must be able to help others when you have enough.
Yeah.
That is why people are donating money and what.
Yeah.
People will donate blood.
People will donate their eggs.
People will donate their eggs. You know, we used to say, they cannot make it. And with everything.
Yeah.
And they need somebody who will help them, and you will not be formal.
Yeah.
After helping them, then your wife will cry and say, hey, una le ngwana kae kae. Hey, what, bana ba batlo dira. Patro ka lebela hore motho o proud byang. Le yena ona le ngwana. And motho o rata go bana le family.
You know that this conversation is actually complex. I don't think my people will actually grasp. And I wanted to bring you here so that people can understand where I'm the apple from this tree, and they will understand my reasoning. They will understand where I come from, because these conversations are deep and we have honest conversations.
And you must tell them that we have this conversation when you are still very young.
From a long time. We've always had this conversation.
Yeah, I always say, no, you are still very young. Okay, you'll ask this question next time. I always say it to all my daughters to say, just ask those questions, but be aware life is too long.
Hey, life is very long.
It's very long.
Never say never.
Never say never, and don't compare your family or your husband with any other husband. They will not be the same.
That's one thing that you told me when I got married, that I mustn't compare my husband with you. And I just want to also hop on the fact that your principles, which is, if there's one thing you have lived by your principle, we've never slept. I've never, in 30 years of my life, okay, I got married when I was 25. In 25 years of my age, when I was home, that I woke up, because when we woke up, every time when we were young, we'd go to a bedroom.
Yeah.
And you know, my children do that now, and I get so irritated. I'm like, I used to do that to my parents. You know, once I open my eyes, when I get 5 o'clock, We go to your bedroom and open. And you have always been there. We have never. And also, I've never slept. You were not there. You would come, my 6 latest, 7 latest. You were always home, you know? Again, you were never or sleeping over. Or even the sleepover that you were just going body cosong, body water, and it would not happen along.
I will say to my kids, even now, since I went to stadium in 1997, I never slept at home.
No.
What class? Are you aware of that?
Oh, Raye.
Whether I never slept at my father's home.
Never.
But my wife is sleeping there.
Yeah.
I will go to my home.
Yes, actually, ka minyanya, uchaisha pili and you go home. Yeah.
Because I said that this is my principle that I will never cross.
Yeah.
I sleep at home. Even if your mother stay for 2 weeks in Rustenburg where there is Poshia, I will always sleep at home.
Yeah.
They will find me at 1 o'clock, they'll find me at home.
No, that you do it.
So I am keeping other problems that might crop.
Yeah.
If you don't have fixed principles. You avoid other things that might just crop in. You know? I don't drink any liquor because if people are drinking liquor, they may do what I hate the most. So that's why I don't drink liquor. I'm not tasting it and I've never tasted it.
Yeah. So yes, when you are still on that, right? And you have those principles and you have stuck by them. And you have told me when I got married that I mustn't compare my husband to you, you know? And 100%, I've struggled, obviously, because I'm coming from my family. Yes. I'm coming from you. I'm coming from mama. When I'm talking about marriage, I have you guys as a template, you know? But you've constantly told me that I mustn't compare. And I want to go into the fact that you came home before the sunset, or at most just after the sunset, you know? And now I'm in this marriage. I was expecting my husband to do the same. Yeah. Okay? I was expecting my husband to not you know? And now I had to sit myself down and say, okay, my dad is an academic. He's a teacher. Utsena mmereko nka 7, utswa ka 2, uya toropong o bua ga ka 5. My husband is not an academic. My husband is not.
He worked at any time.
He's a businessman. Yeah. You know? My husband is a businessman and a serial businessman and a very good businessman.
So whether he's gone for business or not, you'll not know.
Do you see?
Now, why do you worry?
Why? That's where I was like, you know, I'm so grateful for your teachings because I had to sit myself down and I'm like, but my husband is not a teacher. My husband is not an educator, you know. So my husband can go at 10 for a meeting, you know.
I said, don't compare your husband with me.
You, you know. When I at 10, you are long sleeping. Got 10, got 8 to couch, then you move to the bedroom, you know. And another thing is that it's that, and that's what I want to tell like other wives, other husbands, that you'll have a problem even comparing with your friends, because we also have friends that the husband is an engineer, the husband is a whatever, you know, and now my husband is a businessman, right? My husband goes to meetings at any time of the day. Sometimes during the week he's here. He's not going to the office. He's working from here. He's going here. He's going to wherever, Cape Town. He's going to Dubai. He's going wherever. And also, the quality of life that I would live will not be the same as the quality of life as a person who's living with like a teacher or an academic.
No,
you know?
It won't be the same.
It won't be the same. So those are the pros and cons that you have to look at as a...
And they are actually not the pros. They are just the essentials of life. Because if you say pros and cons, you say like, it's sometimes negative, sometimes positive.
Yeah.
No, those are the real life situations.
I think when you start, maybe let me say when you start, because when I was starting to get married and everything, I was feeling there were pros and cons because I had a fixed mind that a husband must do this, a husband must come at this time. And I was like, I didn't know that I was setting myself for failure. Then I quickly just learned and maneuvered around.
That is why when I have problem, other people having problem with the wife, husband, what they come to me for discussions and other things, I will say, in the first place, are you prepared to divorce or not to divorce? Because I'm not going to say this one is wrong, therefore divorce.
Yeah.
Be prepared to do that. And there is nothing that I will say to a husband, this wife is wrong, and then do. I say, when you are a husband,
Yeah.
your wife must give you a family and cook everything and make a family for you.
Yeah.
If the wife has done that, there is nothing wrong that she's going to do. Or you are going to tell me he has done. Because other wrongs from your wife is determined by your actions.
Oh.
Other wrongs that you think are wrongs are determined by your actions. What she must do,
Yeah.
she must give you babies and make a family for you. She's completed. When as a husband, you must build their shelter, provide foods, provides the kids and everything. That is your thing. To say you are going to do when the sunset come running up, no, you can't tell me to say my wife is not coming running. No, it's not going to run for like a mad dog. On the way, people stumbling on the way. And other things that are very important for marriage is that we always compare with other people. That's why I say, when you tell me about things, I say, bring a person. But I'm going to be like this person with everything. Don't bring to say, no, therefore I want this one. Then why do you say
That's the thing.
He's not having the ability to cheat.
Yeah.
There are other men who don't have the ability to cheat. So why do you say they must cheat? They don't have the ability to cheat.
And it's not, this is not us promoting cheating. This is just us dissecting.
Is correct.
What is.
There are other people who cannot cheat because they don't have the power to cheat.
Yeah.
And there are others.
And that's so true. And
they don't have the power to cheat. How do you say they must cheat? So with families, I just want to advise this public is that when you are growing as a boy, know that there will be a time when you take a decision. And when you take a decision of marriage, know that you are entering a very difficult decision because you must not marry to divorce. And don't marry and say, if my wife can do this, I'm going to divorce.
Yeah,
because that wife will do that.
Yes.
If you marry to a husband, you say, I will only to marry to a husband who can do 1, 2, 3. He will do that one, and then you divorce.
We call them deal breakers.
Yeah. So don't just say I'm now good to be a husband or a family, and this is I'm going to tolerate it. And be prepared to be advised.
Yeah. By
either your kids, by everybody. And your kids, when they come storming at you, say, no, Banabaga man, you're still very young. Man, just you know, I like to say that in the early
life is very
say life is very difficult, my daughters. Come to me when you are relaxed, I will tell you everything, and then you'll see what is happening. I will tell you everything. And you will see that you are actually dreamy.
Yeah.
And I always say to my wife, you know, if my wife asks me a direct question, I answer that question directly. Even if I can say how many you have cheated, I will tell her. Because he's prepared to get the answers.
Yeah.
But I will never tell her if he's not saying it because it's not necessary. It's not a sweet message. But I'll tell you each and every action. In maths, they say for every action there is equal and equal reaction. I will tell you why I did this. Why I did. I don't say it's factual, but I'll tell you why I did that.
Yeah. So I think we've dwelled on this part. Let's now move into children, right? Yeah. We have a stepbrother, ne? Which is something that Mama wanted us to talk about, which is body barking. Okay, let me say it how I want to say it. So we've got a stepbrother that we love so much, Lucas Maipushe, right? Yeah. I want to tie by the way, that is my dad's son, right? And I want to tie it into what Mama done for him.
Yeah.
You know, I want to bring that in. Yeah, and those are stepchildren, you know. So I have a stepbrother called Lucas Maipushe. We love him so dearly. He's part of our family. And so in our culture, right, we are Pedine, but my mom is Pedi and my dad is Pedi, but his tribe Kibakopa. Ne? So in our culture, both Pedi and Bakopa, we've got a thing where if somebody passes on, right, you can marry a wife or a husband for that person. So by vita ngwetjwa lapa. So in my, just to run through it, because I don't think we also have time. So what happened is that my dad's brother passed on before getting married, right? Matlaweng passed on before getting married, and this was years ago. So after that, years now, the family wanted to come together to marry a wife for him, for the late brother. So now in our culture, you can go around like the community to look for who's like a woman that has like children and is not married, or anyone for that matter that would like to get married into that family. You need to understand that now you're not marrying a husband, but you're marrying into a family because your husband has passed already. So what happened is that they did that at my father's family, and they were looking for a wife for that late brother, my late uncle. So my mother, so I don't know, was it her suggestion or?
It was her suggestion.
So my mother suggested that the wife that is going to be married for this late uncle or late brother to my dad be my stepbrother's mother. You know, that one is still actually ringing in my head. So my mother chose my father's baby mama to be
the wife to my brother.
The wife to my dad's brother, the late brother, you know? And that challenged me a lot. And this was at the point where my brother, my half-brother, wanted to change the surname into my dad's surname, which is my Bushe, right? Guys, I'm Magunya, I'm married into Magunya, and my dad is my Bush. I'm coming from my Bush. So my brother, my half-brother wanted to use his dad's surname. So now when that occasion arose, then my mother said the best person for us to marry as the Maipushe family, it's my husband's baby mama, so that my brother can legally and even culturally, spiritually be a Maipushe, you know, because now he's going to be married by a Maipushe brother, which is, it's so confusing. I hope people get it. Tata, how did you feel about that? Like,
you know, I know what might be the reason behind the back of your mother's mind. I know the situation during that time, but I also know how good was your mother at that. It did not start with my brother's getting married to any. It started at the home of my mother, my wife. My wife is only one. We had to get somebody at the family.
Oh, yes.
It started there.
Oh, yes.
We had to get a wife at the family of my wife. And my wife said, go and get everybody, whether it's your girlfriend or what.
That you have a child with.
Yeah, he said that.
Wow.
And then he said, go there and get that, and then you are going to help with that family, with everything.
Sure, I'm hearing this for the first time. Okay, let me give you another context. So now my dad is bringing in something that I didn't know. So my mother, my maternal now, at my mother's house, it's just her alone. She does not have siblings. So both her parents passed on, and now she's married, meaning that her home, where at her mother's and father's house, it's empty. So now you need to do the same thing. Unyalala musadi lapa, you know. So now my dad is telling me. Oh,
he requested me to say, go and get from your girlfriends whether you have the child and what, and then talk to them. I went there to where it should be.
Okay, no, let's leave Yabu
I'm not
Mama.
going to give that content.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
No. I mean, let's leave context.
Okay.
Yabu
So
Mama.
your mother was doing it for the second time, and other people never believed or actually who is going to sleep with this woman. That's what they wanted to know.
Gosh.
My wife told them during the wedding that the person who is going to sleep with this one is anyone, but my husband is the first, and I'll leave him to go and do that. People were shocked. Those who are married and they have problems with their kids and other things, they came to me running, my brothers, my friends, to say, how can your wife say that when we have problems like this and we fear to tell our wives that we've got the kids outside and so on. You know, there were a lot, I cannot mention their name, but there were a lot who said your wife is so brave. I said, my wife is a special wife. She told you in front of the
So now
cameras.
she was just gathering your children, that's your
Yes.
child, let her of him.
My
officially
wife is
come
very
to them.
prepared to get any child who is belonging to me. I'm also very prepared to bring them if they want. I said to a certain friend of me, he's a teacher, I say, when I die, don't worry when people comes at home and say, I'm the father, he's my father, what. Assist my wife to say, this one he told me, this one he did not, and to say, no, it's true or not true. You see, because people are going to have a problem to say, no, this one cannot be. This one, why do you
So
say
you
so?
as my friend,
Hey, you must know because you grew with me.
So that situation, and this is me bringing step parenting in, because that's one of the things that I'm also faced in my own marriage, and that it really challenged me a lot when Mama did that, and which is it doesn't benefit her with anything, but it benefits the husband and it benefits the family
and it benefits life.
Because
that is reality.
That is reality. And
so
those
women are going to hate that statement.
They are going to hate it. Even this thing is going to go viral. You know what they'll be
saying? They are going to hate it because they say, how do you agree? How do you agree? This person cheated and now you accept the cheating. It means you are promoting the cheating. Cheating is not being promoted.
And that's what I say, Tata. Whether I come online and say, I will leave my husband if he cheats, or even tell him that if you cheat one more time, I will leave. A man will do whatever that they want to do. Whether I'm saying it or not saying it.
I will say,
if somebody wants to do it, they will do it.
I will say, bring any husband who is not cheating in South Africa. We shall join that husband. So it means all wives of different men. Let them bring one of them whom they trust is not cheating. We shall follow that one.
I think they are.
South Africa. Le bolo fase. Monno ba re ke Yesu ba nna ba ba tshwana nae. Fase le le tlo ba stand still. I'm proud to say that. Yeah. I'll face it.
Yeah.
Look, any man.
Yeah. Maybe let them come forward. Let's also call them.
Only 2 kids at a label side. We shall ask, are you a man? Or you have just got married now, maybe from a very rich family, then you are just making a them out of nothing? Or are you saying,
sure.
Come forward and say, I'm a man. No, these are our problems.
Okay.
Hey, we shall tell you.
Okay, so now I think that's why 1 hour is not even enough actually to start with. Okay, so Tatana, I got married in 2018 in November, right? And there's one thing that you said when I was getting married, and you said that I bailed the cat. What does that mean?
Yeah, you are the first daughter who got married in my family of 8. I will always say of 8.
Yeah, okay.
And then
we didn't talk about that as well. Okay, yeah.
You were very young, born from 1993, and then you are the first one. Then you have bailed the cat. Then they are going to get married, but you are the first one who did that.
Yeah.
And who could have believed that?
Yeah, hey, because it's that I also take it very seriously that I was the first, not just daughter, the first person to get married into a family of 7. Me being the 4th one, and after our history of marriages coming and going, and I always say that I see it as a responsibility that I'm the first one to get married, to bail the cat, and I said at my wedding speech that this is the start of marriages, we are going to meet here next year. One of us will be getting married. And indeed, my brother got married the following year, 2019, And that's why now when we speak of divorces and stuff is that, okay, I'm the first person to get married. All my siblings are going to get married now. And then if I divorce, that means I'm also opening a door for divorces in the same family.
You'll be doing that.
Yes.
And I don't know whom you'll be look like.
Yeah.
Because I said, don't marry to divorce. And I will never stay with you and say, support you.
Yeah.
Okay, that one, and then I loved him, I respect him.
Yeah.
And when we are together as Banna, we talk the language which you cannot even listen when we are talking, because
Yes.
we advise each other as Mokhonyana waka.
Yes.
So even if I'm with him, we don't talk like the languages or the information that we are talking when we are together with you,
Yeah.
because that is Mokhonyana.
Yeah, if there's one thing is that you are very, very proud of him, you know,
Yes.
and you respect him, and umita mukhonyana wa mathomo.
Yes.
Let's talk about that. So firstly, he or like he
there is jacket that comes from Matuyan family.
Magunyane.
So Magunyane family. So he made me proud.
Yeah.
And I'm still proud of that. And I will never destroy that.
Yeah.
So I will not listen to any other stories that will destroy the relationship.
So guys, just for context, when we get married in our culture, my husband, is it him who buys you a coat and a stick? It's a coat and a stick. So my dad always brags about that, because as the man of the community, I think those are the things that are important, you know.
Very important.
Yeah. So what I wanted to ask you that how fellow Mkhonyana Mathomo, I want to ask about, so my husband Kim Mkhonyana Mathomo kam lapeng la gago. What are
in actual fact, he's going to take decisions about anything in my life.
That's where I was going.
That he's going to do that.
What is the responsibility of my
Even
husband
if I die,
in my family?
your husband will come and bury me.
Huh.
And I expect from your side, other people, because they're not married, I expect them to buy groceries, buy what, but your husband will do something great.
Oh, okay. Like buying a car or stuff.
He will do everything that I should have done it when I'm not dead.
But those things that I think which is, I think you are doing them, you are obviously doing them at a pace. Like what I'm saying is that you need to talk about that with us, with my husband, because I think we don't know, and that's why I hear you fellow Mkhonyana Mathomo just say what, but what are the cultural responsibilities that are
when
on
he
him?
arrive at home, he'll be talking to Peter to say, what do we do? He'll make sure that everything is getting ready.
Yeah.
Because he is a father in my family. So the responsibility is very high. When I'm with him, I talk with him.
Yeah.
And then I put sense into his head, and he knows what I want.
Yeah.
I always refer, because I'm building a impera from him also. Because when I look at him, he's my son. When I look at you are my daughter. I don't take them as Magunyane and what. No, he's my son. I've got all the responsibility for him.
Yeah.
Also.
As a son.
I'm parenting him as a father also. So he's going to do everything when I'm not there.
Oh wow, that's deep.
That's what I mean.
Yeah. But otherwise, guys, we can go on and talk with my father. As I've said, that we have this conversation each and every time, you know, and it's just that now, in respect of time, but I think we have covered a lot, and you guys have got a lot to ponder on. You've got a lot to drag me and my dad on. That's what you guys are good for. You guys will be talking about us, you know, but we are about honest conversations, because this is life. This is not a fairy tale. It's life. We need to have honest conversations, you know, and that's what, if there's one thing that you can get out of this conversation, is that have honest conversations with your husband, with your friends, with your parents, with everyone else, because that also kills the expectations of people, you know, of things that they can't even deliver, but you are expecting them to do. Wabo? So anyway, any last words that
to the audience or whatever?
Yeah, to the audience.
I say,
marriage.
As a human being,
yeah.
a husband, you must have principles. In the discussion that we had, I was just giving men that if you are a man, you must have principles. I gave one principle: you don't sleep outside at your home. I gave another principle: don't lie to any person to say you are not married when you are married. To other things, I said I don't drink and I will never drink because I hate people who drink and be like this. And I say, I never sleep outside my home.
Those are
my principles, and anybody can challenge it, even phoning to me or putting it on air. I will say I said that.
So now you're advising men to have principles of their own that they live by.
Yeah, the 80%, let it be a principle.
Yeah. Oh yes, that's very good. So what else did I want to say? Okay, what else did I want to say?
you can say all people, and that's why I say the 20%.
Yeah.
It is where we are fallible.
Yeah.
People say he started a lot of things, but he's doing this.
Yeah.
I say that is where I'm not strong at. I accept that I'm also a human being. So don't dwell on that. If you say this, I'll say bring others who are not doing this. Then you'll have no.
Okay, guys, I guess this marks the conversation, the end of the conversations with my father. I'm so privileged to still have moments with him, and I hope that he's going to live much longer. And I always say that I'm blessed that I'm married and he's still alive, and him and my mother together are still married alive. I don't take that for granted because it's juice for me, you know. I still have people that I can relate to. I can tell my issues to. Not all issues. I hardly actually tell my parents my issues, but I will just raise stuff with them, you know.
And other things that I might challenge people is to say, what I said is not a secret to my wife. They can bring both of me and my wife. I will still say it.
Yeah. I think no.
Because that is where I'm saying, I'm not making a joke. She is around here or any other place. You said, my bush, you said this is your wife, say it again. I'll say it again.
No, but I don't think they'll say that because that's just, they know us. Or maybe those that don't know
those
us.
Who don't know us.
Yeah. No,
or
that's
who
just
thought
us.
they know us.
No,
I'll say,
we are
whatever we have
family.
said here,
Yeah.
it's not necessarily that I'm running away from the other side.
No.
I'm saying they can ask questions when my wife is here. I'll still answer them the way I was saying it.
Yeah, you have answered them even in front of us, so I know that, you know. It's so yeah, guys, this marks the end of the sit down. Thank you so much. Make sure that you're subscribed. Just engage with us in the comment section, and I'll see you next time. Bye.